Let's also take a look at the Yahoo News Digest app. The app first launches into a few tutorial screens to orient the user, and then prompts the user to get started on the third screen with a nice big button that reads "Let's Go." Once that's selected, immediately the user is immersed in content. First time the tutorial extends into the experience of the application. You see a visual cue for a touch gesture with an instruction to press and hold for sharing options. Let's see what that does. Okay, that works. Using teachable moments throughout the experience is one of the many successful trends we're seeing in mobile application design today. This initial explanation on how to share content promotes an action that stakeholders make priority because it helps spread word about the great experience and potentially draws new users to the application. As I scroll, I see numbered headlines, and at the bottom a message that I've read 0 of 10 articles. The hamburger menu shows me how much time I have to read the 10 articles before the next digest will populate. And I can also access setting options from this view. I'm turning off notifications because I prefer to keep an eye on this in my leisure, not by a strict schedule. Now I'll look for something I'd like to read and select it. Once the article loads, there's another tip to cue the user of the available swipe gesture, which then disappears once I scroll. I've also read through articles 8 and 9, and we'll see the same visual cues for those appear back in the digest view. And the gauge at the bottom also updated. From there, a grid icon accesses a summary view of my reading history, and I can also navigate to the articles by selecting a number on the gauge as well. Let's try number 1, then going back. Now I've read 4 of 10. I'm curious what the icons under the titles are, so let's see what happens. When I touch one, a legend appears, so I will now know what these icons represent as I use the app. Let's try out that first action to press and hold for sharing options. Open an article, touch. Oh, okay, it seems my touch was too fast, so I opened a photo instead. That's the first usability issue in an otherwise smooth experience so far, but one I can hopefully remedy pretty quickly, so let's try again. Oh, no, okay. So instead I have selected copy. Well, I do want to share this article. Okay, there's a share icon below the article, and yes, that works. Okay, well, it didn't work the way I wanted, but it got me thinking about sharing, and I found the way to do it without that much effort. This is a really good example of how the application has suggested an action and influenced my decisions.